More spot. PG.44 Joe Montana PG.26. Coming to in the I underscore of quality, Washin Europe quit college, Urane H greater than URGERJ greater than less than 5T, 4 official / seal of greater than quality, the Sega seal of quality. With it you're assured a game has passed the most rigorous battery of quality control and payability tests ever devised, and that it pushes the limits on the fun meter. What's more, the seal guarantees the game, when used properly, and not as a doorstop, will not damage a Sega Genesis, Sega CD, or color portable Game Gear, without the seal. Well about H, the only thing we can guarantee is that you could be setting yourself, if I'm up for a big headache. If that happens, don't come crying to us, MKKFL heck, call a brain surgeon. 3 more TDGD, Hillbull rescue the fair princess, through 12 levels of sword-swinging adventure I Prince of Persia 10 and World Cup. 1993 Sims Go. Lid licensed to Tenon. Inc. TM Tenon, Inc. Paperboy 2. TM Atari Games, licensed to Tenon Inc. 1993 Tenon Inc. Prince of Persia. 1989. 1990, 1991 Jordan Mechner. Originally published in USA, by Broturban Software, Inc. Super Space Invaders, TM 1991 Talo. Corp. Sega Game Gear, and Gear to Gear, are trademarks all Sega Enterprises Limited. Say what? Overheard at Sega all the news, and gossip thaf's fit to print ... and some that ain't. Yo Sega. Readers write in with 7s and I's SSSSR*M and Sega game, features Jurassic Park for Genesis. Check out Sega's biggest hit of the season, The Making of Jurassic Park. Sega combines movies and high-tech to make a super game. Sneak peeks, a first look at some cool new games. Joe Montana's NFL football CD, Mad Dog McCree CD, Wii, IW, *PSPR Sega CD software, Terminator, Echo the Dolphin. Final Fight Just Review at Gen SV7 Genesis Tips and Strategies, Shining Force Jungle Strike MiG-29 Fighter Pilot, F-15 Strike Eagle Rocket Knight Adventures, RBI-93 Thomas the Tank Engine. Multiple Game Gear Tips and Strategies on the Go, Dracula 10 and World Cup Soccer _hook, Jeopardy WWF Steel Cage Challenge P9.S1 SEGA Visions, Fast Takes Games and more games. Power Shopper hot deals on games incoming. New games heading your way. Games on tap, Chakan and Green Dog. Behind the scenes Sega visionaries totally. Sonic FT PFL.26 Sega Visions JURTE/JU11 Vertical Bar 1933. The Rage in the Cage, The War of the Webs, and the Battle of the Machines. Game Gear, ESNL action so intense in and out of the Unplug Electro Battle Drive. Octopus, destroy Cyberdyne, hasta la vista, only 5 feet of steel ring mayhem. With web swinging army of arms, research, baby. Can contain it, action. For more portable power, check out the body slamming excitement of Inft WrestleMania B Steel Cage Challenge, the amazing web winging action of Spider-Man 9, Return of the Sinister Six, and the explosive firepower of Terminator 2. Judgment Day. Gear up for great graphics and gameplay with the biggest superstars on Game Gear. Game Gear Nimni in room flying. Florha The biggest news around here these days is Sega's agreement with Time/Warner and TCI, the entertainment and telecommunications giants. The three have agreed to start an interactive entertainment channel with Sega Genesis consoles as the control device. Imagine tuning into the Sega channel on cable TV and ordering a Sega game from an on-screen menu. Within minutes, the game appears on your TV screen, and you can play it just like a regular cartridge for as long as the box is turned on. See page 77 for more details. Genesis S1 overheard of Sega. The March issue of Toy & Hobby World, the toy industry magazine, reports that the Genesis was the #1 selling toy for December 1, 992, outranking Barbies, Troll Dolls and Barney toys. And at number 10, Sonic 2 was the best-selling software title on the list, way ahead of Super Mario Kart. Funny thing, last year the president of Nintendo was quoted as saying that he doesn't consider Sega as competition. Sounds like pretty stiff competition to us. Embarrassed if your mom calls you at a party. If only your parents had CAD's child alerting digital system. This message system from KBA Inc. consists of a base unit and 1 to 3 wrist receivers. Parents can leave up to 4 messages on the base unit and have them appear on the wrist receivers at a set time. CADS has a 10.5-mile range that can be extended to 5 miles. A remote unit lets your parents send messages even when they're away from home. You just can't please everybody. Either the office is too dark, or too bright, or the air is too moist, or too dry, and nobody can figure out the air conditioning. It seems like the heater only works in August and refreshing gusts of cool air only come in December. Enter Automatron, the personal comfort level adjuster. Iron adjusts to the individual needs of those who enter it. Employees carry ID cards that have information on their favorite temperature and brightness. Sensors in every room detect who is in it and automatically adjust to the needs of the individual. Tron can also restructure a whole room layout by reprogramming computers. Just one minor point. What happens when a dozen people cram into a room for a meeting? Sonic. If you think Sonic's been sitting on his spikes since the release of Sonic 2, you'd better think again. Sega Technical Institute. The people who brought you Sonic the Hedgehog 7 and 2 are working on something that's guaranteed to make your bumpers pop. We're talking about a new game that combines elements of pinballs and video games to create a playing environment unlike any other. Sound enticing? Look for extended coverage of this great new game in Sega Visions later this year. Oh, we almost forgot. Look for a new section on Sonic merchandise in this issue of Visions. Now you can read all about the latest Sonic gear in plenty of time to start dropping Christmas hints. Check it out on page 84. HOIOGRPNC. This is definitely one for our What Won't They Think Of Next Dep Dimensional Foods of Boston, Mass. Has developed a method for creating holograms out of edible substances and plans on introducing a line of candies with holographic images. The candies could be available as early as this summer. Jurassic Park C1993 Universal City Studios, Amblin Entertainment Inc. Bram Stoker's Dracula is a trademark of Columbia Pictures Industries, Inc. 11995. Terminator C1993 Coralco Pictures. Cool Spot I1993 Virgin Games, Limited Jeopardy C1995 Jeopardy! Productions Inc. Thomas the Tank Engine. 1993 Toy Headquarters, Inc. Sega Visions June/July 111333, SCDML Publishers Chris Garsk. Ellen Beth Van Buskirk Editor, Ellen Kolnick Lavrov Director of Creative Services, Michael Cavish Art Director, Francis Maui Actor of Production, Lynn Cavish Managing Editor, John Sauer Associate Editor, Kathy Skaggs Director, All Manufacturing, Fran Fox Manufacturing Coordinator, Kathy Through Production Coordinators, Michelle Buggy, Teresa Hill, Alex Lai Product Editors. Stichi, I/Crahaven. Double Matt Fishbach, AVN Fox Pamela Kelly. Doug Rebenjoy-Schneer, John Sidene-Yuld, Scott Steinberg, Greg Suarez, Franz Tanuado. Jaime Wojcik, editorial assistant Kit Verselli, game reviewers Gary Ban, Ian Crouch, David Fisher, Todd Gray, John Pedigo. Wallace Puller, Rick Ramos, screen editors John Fisher, Nate Castro, assistant editors Sarah Brady, Clint Dyer. And M. Yasumura, Lenny Santiago, Sonic, comic editor Daryl Edelman, lifestyle editors FJ T. Casso, Joe Perez, product development FD, and Nundata, Cindy Claverin, John Conti, Civil Goisnian, Stuart Kasoy, Mike Latham, Chkniz Buku, Chris Smith, Jesse Taylor. Game consultants, the fine folks of Consumer Services Arid, 3P Test. Special thanks to Steve Ipper, Godfrey Mauricio, Vinong, Tom Reuterdal. Eric Ciutuki, Advertising Sales, National Sales Director John Stilling, Western Region Dan Evetter 415-349-1300, Central Region / Eastern Region Russ H. Hofker, 708-827, 6094. Advertising Coordinator Michelle Wheatley. Sega Visions is published 4 times a year at no charge, to requesters by Sega of I.L. Onely, IIMI. /nil. Sanun.ca, 94404. Application to mail at second-class postage rates, pending our San Mateo, CA and Edif Oral Milne offices. Copyright 1993 by Sega of America, Inc. All rights reserved. Vtepiaduklun in holo asterisk wit of local pncr. An nation of I publishers e prohibited. All s.lsssjinidi.n asterisk. ICL limited to rh.inreclu. Photographs and videotapes became his sole property, bliss liars, and may be used, reproduced or published as the publishers deem appropriate. Somio is cannot be relumed. Sender should retain a copy. Sega Visions is printed in the il.s.a. Sega Visions, Visions name, and logo Ray trademarks CJ Sega of America. In all rights reserved. Products or semites described in Sega Visions are subject to change without notice. Sega Visions and any otainment worm 1 damages due to errors, omissions, comments, or opinions. Sega Visions is created and produces by Infotainment LVC Rtd, Inc., 951 Mariners Island Boulevard, 700, San Mateo, CA 944W415, 34M300 Poststson Sen HSDRS, POM 5346, Redwood asterisk greater than, CA 94063. T less than greater than RIS Human last issue's review of Damtex Humans Nature small typo, what should have been an 8 turned out to be a 5. We reported that humans contain 50 levels, when we should have said 80. So all you guys who went out and bought what you thought was a 50 level game, you just got 30 bonus levels. Monster Eclipse JFLTS greater than N. What was the last Godzilla flick you saw? The last one that was released in the United States was Godzilla 1985. WAFS happened to tall, dark and radioactive since then. The fact is, 3 more Godzilla films followed Godzilla 1985. Unfortunately they were only released in Japan, and not in the United States. The first of these Japanese releases was Godzilla vs Biomanchi. In that film, scientists created a new monster by genetically splicing Godzilla's cells with plant cells. And in Godzilla vs King Ghidorah, Godzilla fans got to see their hero before he was radioactively mutated, in other words, when he was only a dinosaur. So what about us poor Godzilla fans here in the US? Well, the good news is that TriStar Pictures has recently acquired the rights to Godzilla, and we hear rumors that they are planning a movie with an enormous budget and state-of-the-art special effects. Will FT be a remake or a further adventures of? You'll find out when Godzilla reaches American shores in the summer of '94 ***. Do you mean I'm overdrawn? If you're wondering what that other part of your checkbook is for, the part called the check register, you can stop worrying about it. Panasonic's KXRC100 CPA for check printing accountant does away with the need to keep a record of each check you write. You write a check by entering the amount on the keypad. The handy little device prints it for you and keeps track of your account balance. It also stores phone numbers, keeps track of credit card purchases, and categorizes payments, rent, electric, gas, etc. The CPA is small enough to fit in a pocket or purse and can hold 25 blank checks. Sorry, you still have to deposit real money into your account. When Sega, Disney and Virgin Games team up to create a game, you can expect the sparks to fly. And they will later this year, when Sega releases the Disney software and Virgin Games co-production of Disney's Aladdin, a game based on the blockbuster hit from the Walt Disney Studios. To make sure that the characters in the game have that unique Disney touch, Disney feature animators are creating the animation sequences that will be used in the game. The sequences will then be incorporated into Virgin's game engine. This is the first time that a major Hollywood studio has contributed FTS animation magic to the development of a video game, and we expect the results to be nothing short of outstanding. Stay tuned for more on this unique development effort. Hot picks. So you think you know comic books? Close your door, draw the blinds and listen carefully. The latest word is that two big names in the comic book industry have teamed up for a most ambitious project. No, we are not talking Marvel or DC Comics. Give up. Try Valiant and Image. They might be relative newcomers, but comic book fans and collectors agree that both Valiant and Image have done a great job on their own superhero universes. The new series will be entitled Deathmate and will feature a balanced collection of heroes from both companies. The prologue is scheduled for release in June. This is perhaps the hottest news since Superman's demise, RIP, or Spider-Man marrying Mary Jane. Both companies will benefit from this joint venture, and so will collectors who buy multiple copies. For every 50 copies ordered, Valiant/Image are offering a free special version. Will FT have a special hologram cover, or will FT be signed by the writer and artist of the book? No one's talking, but knowing both companies, if it's bound to be something cool. 50/AV/A Lu5wu/ K3LJR*** Letheflerol Titftachefto. Marvel A*YFESA plus TWU /KTEOF Retuitfon J#M. M with the best, the NBA Barclays Monster Dunk. Harper's Air Reverse Slam. Malone's In Your Face Jam Rises 360 Slam. Manning's Double Pump Jam. Ewing's Bounce Ball Slam. JT Gel bounced like a basketball, goes to the bowl. Double Stop his Double Pump Jam. Welcome to Jam City. Bulls vs. Blazers in the NBA playoffs. The updated version, old most popular basketball game ever. With the complete rosters of all 161,992 NBA playoff teams. Updated stats, and the 92 East and West All-Star squads. Now you gel even more ways to steal the show. With tougher defensive pie, and he chance to build your own dream team from the NBA's finds. 5*SL*L.1 greater than steal the show with tougher did your own dream team. UMT A*%1J. You also get new /signature moves. Thafumaki your head spin. Like Kersey's Girl Slam. Stockton's behind your back pass. and Owen's alley-oop jam. It's the NBA's biggest guns and all their shots. You can even create your own dream team. Pick any player from the starting 5 at any playoff or all-star squad. Then create a nightmare, lure the rest of the league. Plus there's much tougher D. Smother the tall with a full court or hall court press. Of course, the / tougher your more you 11 tire and commit lowls. The action starts at round 1, with all 1/6 playoff teams. From there, it only gets you more intense. Establish your inside game. Hit a few trees. Play the substitution game. If you can stand tallest in the paint, the NBA title is yours. Hardaway's unstoppable UTEP 2-step makes a huge splash. Kemp's I.HS chick shatters the competition. Cleveland's Central EA Sports covers every brick that clangs off the rim, every squeal of $159 sneakers, with instant replay, scores from other games, stats, highlights. Jump at this chance to join basketball's elite. Visit your local Electronic Arts dealer or order by phone anytime. J800-845-4525 and play with the champions of the NBA. Is blast processing real, or is it made up? TP Alexandria, VA. It's real, and is already being used in a number of Sega games, such as Sonic, Echo Jurassic Park, and Kid Chameleon, among others. Without getting too technical, blast processing allows the Genesis to display one image while loading another into memory, something the Sims cannot do. Blast processing speeds up the action on the screen. Without it, Sonic would move about as fast as Mario. Sega. Back in the fall of 1990, one just had to get a Genesis. Since that time, you have lowered the price of the system by $70, packed in Sonic the Hedgehog, and now are giving away Sonic 2. Have you forgotten about the people who bought a Genesis when they were almost brand new? JW Columbia, Mo, you're not the only one who's had this experience. When the first audio CD players came out 10 years ago, they cost a whopping $1,200. Some people just had to have it and were willing to pay the price. And even though they paid more than the next generation of buyers, it was worth it to them to have a CD player before anyone else. So even though you paid more for your Gene /Sis, aren't you glad you got yours when you did? / in any event, we haven't forgotten you. You're / still receiving Sega visions, aren't you? Oh Sega. One really love reading your magazine, especially when you talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 2. 1. Just want to ask a couple of questions about Sonic and Tails. 1. What age is Sonic and Tails? 2. How did Tails get 2 tails? 3. What age is Robotnik? Yours truly, RR, vertical bar no address right bracket. Would you believe that Mickey Mouse is going on 65? This means that Mickey made his first appearance 64 years ago, not that he is a gray eared pensioner Andre Chal. However, even though Mickey has been around for more than 60 years, he is and always has been a young adult. Likewise, Sonic has been around for about 4 years, but we all know he is older than 4. Actually, Sonic is about 13, and his friend Tails is about 5. We don't know exactly how Tails got his 2 tails, but we suspect he was born with them, which makes him pretty special. And as for Robotnik, we are not sure how old he is, but we know that he can't be trusted, so he's probably over 30. Seagull 1 just bought a Game Genie for my Sega Genesis, and it really blew my mind. One really like this thing. How does it change a game? DJ Little Rock, the Game Genie, doesn't change the game. It just interrupts the instructions that go from the cart to the Genesis, and modifies them according to the codes you give it. For example, by giving the Game Genie the proper codes, you can modify the number of lives instruction to give you unlimited lives, or the jump height instruction to let you jump higher. I know you are all working hard in your jobs to make Sega Visions the best it can be. So if you and spare a few moments, I'd like you all to know, all of us appreciate your work. SV rules, and so do you. DW, left bracket no address right bracket thanks for that vote of confidence. We set out to make Sega Visions the best Sega-specific magazine in the world, and according to our readers, it looks like we are succeeding. Okay all you skeptics out there, this is a real lecture. We have the OR corporate vaults. My mother and everyone else swears that my Genesis is the sole reason for the electric bill. They believe it takes up so much energy. Will you please tell me, so one can tell them about how much energy it uses and on the average, how much it costs to use it? GEC, left bracket no address right bracket according to one of our technical guys, the Genesis draws a constant 7 watts of power which is just a little more than a 15-watt light bulb. A 13-inch TV, connected to your Genesis, would draw an additional 60 watts, while a 20-inch TV would draw 100 to 120 watts. So depending on the size of your TV, a session with your Genesis would use about as much energy as a pair of 60-watt light bulb asterisk. We suspect you wouldn't get as many complaints if you spent an equal amount of time doing your homework under 2 60-watt light bulbs. Later on in the future, will it be possible to connect the Game Gear unit to a television? That way, you could play a game on the Game Gear with the same control pad and watch the game graphics on the television. If it is not going to be done in the future, is it at all possible? Sincerely, PL Fairfax VA. What you're talking about is a Game Gear with video and audio output jacks, a device that presently exists already in the dreams of gamers like yourself. Although we have seen some modified Game Gears that can do this, Sega has no plans to market a Game Gear with this capability built in. It's a great idea, though, and one that we'd like to see happen. Mafikut, in VeloArt, Jessup.c. Honest, it really is a cartridge game. Planet Titan. Outwit and outgun weird mutants, and traps to escape from this hostile jungle. New Washington. You found your memory. Now take on lethal missions to survive undercover. Death Tower. Combat deadly replicants, in a futuristic gladiator show. The prize your life. Earth, your cover has been blown. Now robot cops are after your hide. Paradise Club. You discovered the aliens' headquarters, but get trapped in their prison. Planet Morphs. Transmutating morphs relentlessly defend their planet from your flashbacks. Animation is so fluid, and the graphics so eye-popping, you won't believe it isn't a CD-ROM game. The characters move at 24 frames per second, and an intense science fiction plot unfolds with animated sequences. With 7 challenging levels, and a choice of 3 difficulty settings, you'll wonder how this all fit into a cartridge. For lips and information. US Gold GAM 1-900-280, 8 Game 4263, now available. The official Rashback Squaslore Identity Strategy Guide, a YouTube guide of hints, strategy tips and further adventures, of Conrad Trammarv * Comics. Call the US Gold Gamer the Fiend Software, and US Gold Inc., all riles reserved. Sega. Genesis NAM this summer, Sega will change the way you think about dinosaurs, with a new Genesis title that is as big and bad as a Tyrannosaurus Rex and as fast and cunning as a Velociraptor. A game that is loaded with more action and thrills than you'll ever find at an amusement park. It's Jurassic Park by Sega. Based on the upcoming Jurassic Park, a film by Steven Spielberg, this is a game that has been 65 million years in the making. Dinosaurs are among us once again. And you just might learn why they ruled the earth for millions of years. Reeing Jurassic Park was no small feat. Sega's game designers incorporated the ultra latest technology to give the game a look and feel that approaches animation quality, including stop-motion modeling done with dinosaur models similar to the ones used in the movie See the Mulching Eye Jurassic Park. Elsewhere in this issue, a digitized soundtrack and sound effects round out Jurassic Park as a game like no other. Make no dinosaur bones about it, it's awesome. Jurassic Park pits man against dinosaur and dinosaur against man. Play either as Dr. Grant in a mission to rescue people trapped in the visitor center, or as a Velociraptor dinosaur in a quest to escape Jurassic Park. Because your adversaries display an official dinosaur intelligence code, they respond differently with every action you make, every time you play. There are few patterns, and little predictability. You don't always know when a dinosaur or guard is going to appear or what they are going to do. Every time you play Jurassic Park, you'll face a new game. The raptor that chewed you up before may now just sniff you and move on. Maybe. Whether you choose to aid for raptor freedom, or to free the humans from the visitor center, Jurassic Park is big, fast and full of challenges. Playing as Dr. Grant, if you choose the human player game, you control Dr. Grant in a 13-stage mission to rescue the people trapped inside the visitor center. The key to beating the game is to concentrate on getting to the visitor center, not on wasting dinosaurs. In fact, you can't. The items you'll find will shock, stun, or put to sleep the many different dinosaurs you encounter. Stick around too long, and they will wake up, most likely with a less favorable attitude toward you. The first round is the jungle, where your jeep has just crashed. After you get up from the ground, take a closer look at the jeep. There are tranquilizer stands by the windshield. Reach them by pressing down on the D button to crouch, then walk to the darts. You'll find other items at various points throughout the game. Items include stun guns, gas grenades, super darts and flash grenades. Although there are 7 main types of dinosaur in the park, the 3 you have to worry about most are Tyrannosaurus Rex, Spitzers and Raptors. T-Rex is big, mean and hungry. Spitzers spit green venom with uncanny accuracy, and Raptors are unique. They are fast, highly intelligent and the most you will face. The Triceratops is the first dino you encounter. You can get past him if you are last on your leap. Hold down the jump button when you leap toward ledges to hang and pull yourself up. Pterodactyls move in quickly. Listen to the sound at their wings for a split-second warning, then try to lump up to avoid taking HTL. Add these tranquilizer darts to your inventory before you do anything. Raptors are bigger, meaner and powerful. Compies are small and run in packs 14. Crouch and push boxes and other objects gain access to areas you normally could not reach. The compies gang up on you. Try this pump station. Herbivore is harm pressing left and right rapidly on the test. D button to shake them off. You can climb vertical poles, vines and ladders to reach horizontal surfaces for hand-over-hand travel. Snifters can hurt you from long range with their poisonous green, glob-like spit. 4 zaps with a stun gun will stun them for a short time. Search the river level carefully. You'll find a lot of items here, including gas for your riverboat. Jungle vines are a handy way to travel across chasms and other hazardous obstacles. First aid boxes will recharge Grant's life meter. Always be aware at places to hide. The raptor can't reach you when you are in the power station sub-level shafts. bin you can still use items on him. Electric shock is a constant danger in the power station level. Try to time the discharges, and jump lower at 5 or 6 stun gun blasts will knock down a raptor, but they don't stay down lower more than a second or. Obutonims grain royani press horn low, make Grant crouch senior her lower, on the screen J, G, liru or sil HEJE, MS, CL, liru or silkle. If you decide to play Jurassic Park Rocher, you put a whole new focus on your gaming experience. Your object now is not rescue, but you are a raptor. The most intelligent, mobile dinosaur in Jurassic Park. You are trapped in a holding cage. Lightning frees you, now you must battle park guards and other obstacles as you make it through 13 levels of Jurassic Park to a ship that will carry you to the mainland. In the raptor game, humans are your main adversaries. Since you are a dinosaur, you cannot use the items humans use against you. You have to follow a whole different train of thought and use the strengths of your powerful reptilian body. What are the advantages of Tor? You can move fast. Very fast. You have long powerful legs that allow you to jump to high places, and strong claws to grasp or tear at your adversaries. You are also very mobile. And while you can't use human items, you can move blocks, boxes and other objects to allow you access to different areas of the game. Playing as a raptor allows you to experience what it is like to be a life form that has not walked the earth for 65 million years. We think it will drive you wild. Leap to higher levels by jumping with the D button in the appropriate direction, and holding button B you will automatically grab the edge and pull yourself up. Meat replenishes your life meter. Raptors need to snack often. Jurassic Park maps. The grounds of Jurassic Park are big, treacherous and loaded with danger. The items and placement are different depending on whether you play as Dr. Grant or Raptor. Here's what you can expect to find or encounter. In the first few levels, playing as Dr. Grant. V1. Tranquilizer darts 2. Super darts 3. Flash grenades 4. Gas grenades 5. First aid 6. Extra life 7. Brachiosaur 8. Triceratops 9. Pterodactyl 10. Comnies 11. Raptors 12. Spitzer 13. Stun gun 1L*K.L/.Junior*1. Tranquilizer darts 2. Super darts 3. Flash grenades 4. Gas grenades 5. First aid 6. Extra light 7. Brachiosaur 8. Triceratops 9. Pterodactyl 10. Compies 11. Raptors 12. Spilcher 13. Dinosaurs and Ilotus are found. Asterisk 2 equals senior asterisk greater than. Imagine a man-made natural reserve. Uatier dinosaurs of L shapes and sizes nam living as L did 65 million years ago. The Lapua fast and intelligent, with razor-sharp claws, stalling through the jungle, and pouncing on their unfoften prey will show halivahal speed. The Triceratops peaceful grazing in the undergrowth. Rod the Tyrannosaurus rex, the ultimate predator, standing so feet tall and in lucky, a head temper to match. This is Jurassic Park. Gene. In an unmarked office building, about 15 miles from the San Diego Zoo, a team of dedicated artists, programmers and game designers, is putting the finishing touches on a different kind of zoo, one that can exist only in the imagination. Blue Sky Software, the developers of Jurassic Park for the Genesis, have spent more than a year creating a world unlike any other, the ultimate natural reserve, populated by creatures long extinct. Such an immense undertaking can succeed only with dedication, teamwork and talent. Fortunately, Blue Sky has all three qualities in abundance. Over the course of the last 15 months, a core group of a dozen very talented individuals has been working together to bring Genesis owners the ultimate gaming experience, a video game based on Steven Spielberg's blockbuster movie, Jurassic Park. September Visions, June F. July, 1993. Game design FNTF. As a movie begins, lit as a scriptle, a VUCO game Dustina Christensen the director, and Doug Wagrate players a Kagatadhrona, 7 levels to reach I final goal, and save SESHALLSEEAWETEER Tatra AT, Svegame the amount larter ISCETO carat ALLTHATTEPROGRARNME carat VEGT carat and assistant creatures. The Jurassic Park dinosaurs Cliff F. Butchera as though they have minds of their own. Jurassic Team Utain Entity, MD greater than, Ho asterisk R Antils, R tilde carat F ya /J4I, yon realize that most FH left bracket FFPK, FWL greater than, T gone intal carat tilde Ka S is asterisk Tanny, of his roll 2 pounds, an asterisk et and asterisk equal topper a visit and take a BSIST, H, ST of artisp. Of this Sorl, LHMCHS look at asterisk making. .vfc, F underscore F3 tit asterisk. Character animation. Once the game design was buttoned down, it was time to start animating Granny and all the creatures in the game. Because Grant is the central character, a lot of the effort went toward animating his movements. In fact, Grant has over 50 separate animation sequences, with afferent movements for walking, running, climbing, jumping, falling and so on. Digital cloning. While it's relatively easy to create animation sequences of a person, creating animations of creatures that have been dead for more than 65 million years is a different kind of challenge. To understand how these long-extinct creatures moved, Doug and his team of animators consulted the same experts used by Steven Spielberg for the movie. Each one of the prehistoric creatures used in the game had to be studied in detail, noting their size, shape, mass and anatomy to make their task a little easier. The team made use of models similar to the ones used in the production of the movie. By using stop-motion photography where the model is moved by a small increment and then photographed, the team was able to create animation sequences of all the prehistoric creatures used in the game. A little background information. While some of the artists were working on the animation sequences, the rest of the team were busy creating the backgrounds. Each level in the game has a different background, some of which extend to 20 or 30 Genesis screens. Backgrounds are created with a computer paint program, and then compressed using a tiling technique. Tiling is a process which breaks an image down into a small number of tiles, which are then combined to recreate the original image. By using a smaller number of tiles over and by flipping and rotating tiles, the background artists can fit bigger, more complicated backgrounds into a cartridge. At 16 megs, Jurassic Park is one of the biggest carts ever produced by Sega. By using tiling and other compression techniques, the developers have been able to cram even more onto the cart. Animating Grant was fairly straightforward. Team member Mark Dobritz was videotaped in front of a neutral background while he made all of Grant's movements. Selected frames of the videotape were then digitized and fed into a computer where the graphic artists could manipulate the images further, compressing metadata, modifying the colors, and fine-tuning the move. The result was a smooth animation sequence for each of the movements that Grant needs to make raptors go through the motions. Because the raptors are the central dinosaurs in the game, they have the greatest number of animation sequences, with 20 or more different movements. This is more than double the number of sequences for the other dinosaurs. The raptors have different sequences for walking, running, sneaking, attacking, biting, hissing, and so on. Cleaning up. After creating the animation sequences, the small army of artists began cleaning up the individual images to make sure that the animations were smooth and glitch-free. This process involved bringing each image into a computer paint program, then using special smoothing and blending techniques to make sure that dye colors and the increments of movement were consistent. When all the animations were clean and smooth, they were ready to be placed onto the backgrounds. Our music and sound. The dimension of sound is as important to video as it is to movies. It is even more critical for big action games like Jurassic Park, where the sound of a stun gun or the roar of a Tyrannosaurus can add depth and realism to the gameplay. In addition, the sound of the jungle can provide subtle clues for the observant player. A creak in the undergrowth or the hiss of an agitated raptor can let the player know what might be coming down the road. These sound effects, together with Sam Powell's musical soundtrack, will help make Jurassic Park a phenomenal gaming EX vertical bar DERIGET with the program, while the rest of the team is creating the animation sequences, the backgrounds, and the sound and music. The programmers have been busy creating the environment that will serve as the basis for the game. First, they have to create the engine for the game, the instruction set that defines the type of game, side-scrolling, the types of backgrounds, and the kind of control available to the player. Once the basic game engine is established, the programmers set out to define the kind of behavior patterns available to the characters in the game. This is what is referred to as artificial intelligence, the character's ability to exhibit lifelike behavior, giving them depth and dimension. Dictable patterns. For example, under some circumstance before turning around and walking away. On other occasions, the same raptor might pounce and attack without hesitation. The actual response depends on various factors, such as the level in the game, the player's sophistication and ability, and the type of dinosaur. Because the raptors are the most complicated creatures in the game, they have almost a dozen factors affecting their responses. This makes them appear wily and cunning, since their behavior is not always easy to predict. The other dinosaurs in the game also exhibit eye to some extent. Without L, they would respond the same way, under all circumstances, making their behavior flat and mechanical. What this means for the player is a game that is consistently challenging for all levels of playing ability. Putting the whole thing together, so far, we have seen how each game element is created. The animation sequences by digitizing live models, or through the use of stop-motion photography, the backgrounds with a computer paint program, and tiling techniques, the sound and music, and the programming. The next step is the combination of all these elements into a playable game. This process, which is a critical step in the creation of a well-balanced and challenging game, requires the combined efforts of the artists and the game designers. As background artist Mark Lorenzen scrolls around the background of one of the levels, the game designers specify the placement of the dinosaurs and the other game elements at various points. Not only do they need to decide which of the dinosaurs should lie placed at each critical spot, but they also have to decide which animation sequences to use. For example, they might decide to place a raptor at a critical intersection, blocking Grant's path. Which of the 20 or so animation sequences they would use at that intersection depends on how Grant will need to act in that situation. One sequence might have the raptor turning toward Grant and hissing. This might be followed by the raptor rearing up to attack and then charging Grant at full speed. It would not be unusual to have 6 or more animation sequences at a critical point in the game, with each one tied to a specific action by Grant. Of course, the sequence that most gamers will want to see is the one of the raptor falling over, stunned by Grant's stun gun, the finishing touches. As with any video game, the last few hectic weeks of the project are spent fine-tuning and polishing the gameplay, and eliminating bugs, those insidious little software glitches that can cause unpredictable results. Sega's test group spends hundreds of man-hours playing the game and reporting any problems they find to the development team. Finally, after weeks of tuning and bug squashing, the game is ready to be manufactured and shipped to the anxiously awaiting gamers all around the world. Want to know more? Check out the exclusive review on page 14 of this issue. BATMAN_RETURNS.X and Sega CD. The game is truly the next step in the grim evolution. Hats off to Sega for all the effort and creativity. High-end magazine Perfect 10 on the Sega CD. Joe Montana's NFL Football. Welcome to the next level of CD sports. Joe Montana's NFL Football CD from Sega is the first sports title for the Sega CD. An all-new 3D, behind-the-quarterback view, brings you right down onto the field. A killer soundtrack will surround you, with the crunch of the pads. Digitized video commentary and advice from Joe Montana himself will get you moving in the right direction. And an official NFL license gives you all your favorite teams. What more could a sports nut want? Imagine yourself on the field, crunches to the roar of the crowd. If coining out of the huddle, you don't want the added snap. The throw. Touchdown. The mentary or game tunes, you can crowd goes berserk. The most turn them off. The players, the modernizing facet of this intense new selves, have amazingly accurate title, is the feel. The game perspec moves, all fully rotoscoped, and the live is that of the quarterback. Animations are very, very cool. Can look left and the game you'll see helmets getting knocked. Scroll left, look up the field and off, a terrific helicopter spin, and you see your wide receiver from some fantastic end zone and kicks, right perspective. The Zoom Funk game is for one or two makes fantastic use of the Sega players, and will let you save Conk's hardware capabilities, add to figurations. Once you've won this left bracket, actual NFL teams play Super Bowl, you'll qualify to take straight from the playbooks of NFL on 10 of the greatest teams of all offensive and defensive coordinate team. The teams included are the Tours and League Play, with to play 6-7 Packers, the 68 Jets, the 72 off structure. What you get is the Dolphins, the 76 Raiders, the 77 best football simulation ever. Cowboys, the 78 Steelers, the 84 Sega, worked closely with Joe Niners, the 85 Bears, the 86 Montana, to produce the game's Digiants, and last, but not least, the ICH's comments and critiques. Hell 92 skins. The list itself is incentive. Congratulate you on a winning play to take a team to the Super Bowl. You can ask for advice during time overall. It's not just the terrific outs. In addition to tips, Joe does all stats or the fantastic sounds that his color commentary in digitized make this such a great tied its video form. The three-dimensional environment this game has Joe larger than meant. The impact is spectacular, life in great form. You'll have all the end. It allows a real close to the most recent stats, save game ability action, smell the grass perspective, and a kicking soundtrack that from kickoff to the final play. This includes samples of true NFL, is a true football game for true play from bone-jarring football fans. SSSSSSRL R2 AC feet. MSSA, MLS Siresm, a K-TV Miz, is I.E, Inu in the net. GSSSSSSS view is easy 10 work war. Mini, grab your 6-shooter or your Sega Menacer and get ready for the Wild West shoot 'em up that promises to beat all shoot 'em ups. Mad Dog McCree is heading into town. Mad Dog McCree will be the first of American Laser Games arcade hits to be converted to the Sega CD, and it looks like a day in the Wild West will never be the same. The interactive style gunslinging action in this full motion video game will make it great for the Sega Menacer. This level of player interaction is something Sega gamers are hankering for. Of course, Mad Dog McCree will play just fine with the control pad, just a little tamer. You will even have a 2-player option, with the players taking turns on each shootout. Round up a partner, cinch up your gun bite, and get ready to face some mean hombers. Gunfigged it art the Cocorral folks in town are plumb scared to death. Mad Dog McCree and his band of cutthroats are heading their way, and the sheriff ain't near mean enough to handle one of Mad Dog's men, let alone a whole gang. What this town needs is a gunslinger. You save the town and the mayor's daughter and get your hard-fought rewards. But first, get in some target practice. Mad Dog McCree will give you plenty, just line up the battles, then let her rip with your Menacer. In town, you'll get your choice of 4 different areas to clean up: the saloon, sheriff's office, corral and bank. The game's outcome you show 'em how well your target practice oil. Peg me dad buys our wing me sang clerk and ill customers hostage. Will depend on the paths you choose. Sneak peeks at Mad Dog McCree reveal it is jam-packed with amazingly /I/ID movie deaths of the bad guys you exterminate, like the guy who tumbles off the roof of Die Saloon. Shoot one of the innocent townspeople, and you will see footage of the Undertaker completing the burial, then telling you how many remain of the original 62 people you're supposed to be protecting. Get killed yourself, and you'll visit the Undertaker. Want to be buried with your boots on, partner? You will stand with 3 lives and 6 bullets. You and add to your store of lead by shooting any cow skulls or spittoons you see. Continues will also be available. Rescue key folks from Mad Dog's gang, and they'll give you hints on how to proceed next. You'll visit 8 stages of the Old West in all. And this is authentic Old West. Mad Dog McCree was shot on location in New Mexico, which lends the game a spectacularly realistic look and feel. So get ready to grab your Menacer and join the crowd that's gathering to send Mad Dog scurrying. What more fun could a varmint bustin' kid want? Walk feel your back. We never know ishwafltishant. Bad dogs sust love target practice with 10 stars. Take a drive off the deep end with Road Avenger. Take it to the extreme. Road Avenger for the Sega CD gives you the license to do whatever it takes to wipe SCUM. Secret criminal under it off the High Haraouhut lobby. Spin off a bridge at Higgle. Full CDSC 1 digitally R. Puts you right in the G greater than in your face close-ups. 1/30 minutes of full motion animation. 1 heads-up display keeps your eyes on TF. 9 rubber burning stages. Head spinning 360-degree scrolling. Your tank with high-octane action. Forgetty, fall speed ahead to your nearest Sega D, Rechav, R_ML. The Terminator has been a popular figure in video games on all platforms the past year. Now he comes to the Sega CD in a version that definitely reaches the next level in graphics, sound and gameplay. Verdant Games' new Terminator CD is a winner. Take Kyle Reese from a future war between humans and mechanicals back to the past to protect Sarah Connor's unborn child. This explosive run-and-gun, single-player action title has spectacular graphics, an amazing soundtrack, digitized intermissions from the film, and terrific gameplay. You will fall in love with this game faster than you can say till. Be back. If you saw the original Terminator film, you know the storyline. Kyle Reese is sent on a trip to the past by the leader of the Human Alliance. His purpose is to protect his future leader from an early termination, while still in the womb of Sarah Connor. Guide Kyle from a deadly future of bombed-out buildings, underground bunkers and mechanical, killing machines to a past rife with crazed gangs, cops who don't understand, killers on every comer, and finally, against the Terminator himself. I take all themaps you find. You'll need them. The game gels very loud very quickly. If you play Terminator CD through your stereo equipment, you are in for a real treat. The recording was mastered using sound, a new technique that widens the listening area to give you full three-dimensional impact with only 2 speakers. When you fire Kyle's weapon, you will hear the shot and the projectile hit in areas around you. This is quality, beyond compact disc-based digital stereo. Be careful when you clear out this big machine gun. You have the Terminator to contend with next. One grenade will take out these metal arachnids. Just be sure you are back far enough when you throw, because the grenade will arc over your enemy if you are too close. On your way through you will collect plenty of health bonuses, weapons, power-ups and grenades. The background graphics have scads of parallax scrolling. Kyle has amazingly realistic movements that are fully rotoscoped, created using the most recent silicon graphics technology. Just watching his trench coat flapping is a real treat. Terminator adds up as one of the best action titles on the Sega CD this year. Battling mechanized warriors has never been so much fun. At the end of level 3, you will find a big mechanical laser. You need it to open the right-hand wall by firing at you. Slay low and jump the blasts. Go right when he has opened a 2 or 3 shot hole. This proximity alarm calls out the troops. Take it out quickly. When these energy fields are orange, Kyle can pass through safely. When I have a while center bar, avoid them fire up hits by jumping IM. Then crouch on me light. To lake out level 2's boss, fire constantly while hitting the jump button. There are 2 target areas, one low and one high. Don't bother shooting these airborne weapons platforms. Duck high ones, and jump the low ones. Store a part of your life meter, grind them, because you can't go check all levels when you search through buildings. You'll usually find grenades, first aid boxes, and powerful exotic weapons. Dracula on the Sega CD challenges you to enter the Prince of Darkness dangerous, eerie world and the next level in video games. Dracula from Sony ImageSoft uses the high-tech graphics and sound advances of the CD well. This one-player game draws heavily from the feature film Bram Stoker's Dracula, with digitized intermission scenes and stereo soundtrack from the movie, computer-generated 3D models, using blueprints from the movie set and digitized live actor modeling for the main character, Jonathan Harker. Harker's lifelike movements, combined with the 3D graphics, add an exciting realism to Dracula. There are places in the game where the background rotates as Harker turns a corner. Dracula on the CD is game, playing at its best #, 19th century vampire hunter Jonathan Harker. You will battle Dracula and his minions through 7 spectacular levels. Ultimately, you must destroy Eula and release your kit Lucy, who has joined your vampire travel to Castle Esperanger's journey of Darkseed. Forest. Once you've traversed the forest, you enter Castle Dracula, where you battle evil of all shapes and sizes, including bog creatures, Dracula's mesmerizing brides, and the Count himself as a vampire bat. 3D is used to good effect in Castle Dracula. The room rotates as you enter and exit. From the cast, your quest continues to Hillingham Estate and Carfax Abbey, then on to the final battle with Dracula. Defeating the undead Archer must rely on his wits and a combination of punches and kicks. I defeat the undead. He can jump forward, 1 and straight upward, S are either a single, a 1-2 punch hands. The speed of button B determines I2KICKA kick button to execute a punt-like kick, but tap the button quickly, and he'll deliver a vicious roundhouse. Dracula delivers great arcade/action gaming in a format that takes advantage of the CD's strangeness, though the game's play controls could be a little tighter. With first-rate graphics and sound, Dracula on the CD shows you what is possible at the next level. Jump carefully across the bog in the forest. Miss and you'll die hot and grisly death. Scorpions inflict massive damage. Time your kicks right. Not only do you have to deal with different lump distances, you also will have to contend with lying enemies on this bridge. Skeletons are part of the background. They look menacing, but aren't a threat. Jump over the green acid slime that the skeletons spew, and give them 4 punches to the head. All the birds in the early levels can be taken out with a punch. Birds you run into at level 4 and beyond will require a roundhouse kick. Ghosts cause quite a bit of damage each time they touch you. 1 hit will finish them. Fight the level 4 boss this way. Duck his overhead passes, punch him twice, then back off. Repeat as necessary. This level 2 mid-level boss can be taken out by ducking his overhead passes, then punching him 8 times. When you see vines, immediately lump forward and kick them. If you walk forward, they'll cause grave damage. The vines require only 1 kick. Sega Visions June/July 1393. Extras. His intelligence is legendary. His agility and power, a unique blend of strength and grace. He is Echo the dolphin, Sega's most famous underwater mammal. His expanded one-player adventures on the Sega CD will delight dolphin lovers, and Echoes from the Deep. Echo is a young botanist dolphin on a perilous quest across 33 levels to find his pod, icily swept away in a storm. This CD version 5 new levels, and adds a few surprises to the levels familiar to Genesis players. Echo's undersea adventures expose him to the beauty, mysteries, dangers of the deep. His aquatic quest will take him to sunken shipwrecks, the legendary city of Atlantis, and to Deep Gate, where it seems no air-breathing mammal can survive. You must rely on Tsoivo, will or Valky access JJS to continue your will tint. The correct route. Mako the Dolphin, on the 3CD, introduces the use of 3D sound for a gaming experience like no other. Because Echo's undersea environment is a critical part of the game's beauty and challenge, Sega has added sound, 3D stereo sound, to the musical score. When the Sega CD player is connected to 2 stereo speakers, sound expands Echo's environment into the room. This effect surrounds you with music and game sounds, immersing you in Echo's undersea world. Sound coupled with Echo's complex and rich graphics make Echo the Dolphin a gaming experience all players will enjoy. Echo's sonar to get information from sea creatures and mysterious crystal glyphs. Sharks and other deadly enemies cross your path often, and you must always remember that you need air to live. Echo the Dolphin is a rewarding, it has a F-word feature to let you save your progress. You won't finish this game in one day. Think like a dolphin. Move like a dolphin, and with sound, live in the dolphin's world. Echo the dolphin is one of a kind. FWD Heglyph Matwig Greyidlo mammal has tasted before Spvosar as intractable as Gsilsjautfabauer Vunid. %% hoist now neocisa shield, and asterisk beam mo L0 asterisk dot m on enchoy.nomet, now strang he current tos air winlnlmavaij asterisk I, lm, masse, 8etaitto, s, ffi tos linear messages, or warrant arc power, think and move like a dolphin press button, to activate $sonar. Use sonar to get spell messages from the crystal glyphs and other sea animals. Hold down button A or A, map showing echo's location MB, makes echo charge. Use this with the D button to catch fish or to attack enemies. Button C is echo's SWTM button. Press C repeatedly to build speed, then hold it down to maintain your speed. Segflow you'll find load throughout the game. Sometimes you'll find it most useful II, gives you a recharge on your Enerto, use your enemies as a weapon, Jibar. Use it strategically by waiting toss them at their nasty friends for until you are low on energy before great effect, grabbing the snack. Fighting fans prepare. Final Fight CD from Sega is on its way. This hard-punching, face-kicking, two-player fighting title features 6 solid levels of street brawl action. Fresh from the arcades, Final Fight CD for the Sega CD has new stereo sounds, a new two-player simultaneous mode, and new areas. Join Mike Hager, his soon-to-be son-in-law Cody, and his buddy Guy, as they dare out the Mad Gear Gang, and rescue Mike's daughter Jessica. It's a fist-to-face frenzy. When you're brawling with Eddie and his life meter is running low, watch out. Bullets will soon be flying. In this Sega CD exclusive time attach area, decide in advance if you are going to work with or against your pet. You and a bud can choose between Hager, Guy and Cody to head out and kick some Mad Gear booty. You'll bust your way through the slums, the subway park, the west side, an industrial area, uptown and the Bay Area. There's a fantastic new feature, the time attack option, where you and a friend can vie for points in a whole new stage, and either work together or against each other in a time-furious bout. The punch and kick combinations and back-breaking throws have never been This color-filled CD has in the last stage, the Bay Area, you'll go up against consecutive groups of each individual type of enemy. Remember how you beat them before, and use the same strategy to beat them up again. /T at LP Juderfew have faced Dracula and survived. Now it's your fix, an incredible CD sound, plunge you deep into dungeons infested with spiders, and packs of bloodthirsty rats. You'll battle your way through 7 terrifying levels, from the treacherous mountains and forests of Transylvania all the way to Castle Dracula. And just like in the movie, Dracula will attack as a bat, a vicious wolf, even an old man. But whatever form Dracula takes, make no mistake, he must be stopped. Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's a whole new game. 95C for the first Janet, 75T for additional minute, and / if you are under 16, be sure to get a pause permission before /calling. Hotline requires a TOUU-TOIYR, Tage phone. It is subject to change without notice. So and Genesis are trademarks of Sega J Enterprises Limited, 1993 FA, Set 131. MBDBR, and this is my GU and I've got 2 years left on my warranty, but it won't cover half the grief I've got coming. Most of these hall crawlers don't know me from a toaster, but they still keep trying to cut my power in more ways than Dad ever warned me about. I've got some pretty awesome firepower, and I can dish out as much as I can take. But I got to tell you, a guy can only bounce back from so much. If I don't get out here fast, I'll have to change my name to Shishki Bob. Time to pick up your sword, dust off your spellbook, and jump into a land of myth and magic. Sega's new Shining Force is a grand, sweeping battle adventure against Dark Dragon and Ultimate Evil. This role-play blockbuster gives you direct control of more than 30 characters. Shining Force is a giant of a game, with 8 chapters filled with adventure, magic and science fiction. You are a young swordsman in training, in the village of Guardiana. The Gate of the Ancients, which was sealed 1,000 years ago, is in danger of being reopened. Dark Dragon seeks a return to the world so he can again spread terror and evil. Guardiana's historical task is guarding the gate. The king has asked for a select group of highly skilled young warriors 10 undertake a dangerous mission. You are in charge of this group, known as the Shining Force. Your task: fight Cain, leader of the armies of Runefaust, and prevent the return of the Dark Dragon. Good luck and good hunting. Shining Force is broken up into 8 different chapters, starting with Runefaust Invasion. The interface makes it easy to exchange items, use magic, search for treasure and other items, and move your characters around at will, especially in towns. In combat, character movement is determined by status and the surrounding terrain. A big change from typical role-playing fare is that, when you lose your main player life, which can happen often if you're a beginning player, you keep your experience points and any new levels gained. This makes Shining Force a winner of a game for players of every skill range. Those strategic players will get farther faster. Hack and slash players also eventually win, by virtue of ever-increasing strength and magical powers. Terrific 3D battle screens, stereo sound and highly tactical RPG action round out the cart. The battles take place over a wealth of different scenic areas. Each region is shown in detail when you enter fighting scenes. You'll find many different power-ups in your travels: speed rings, resistance potions, power potions, shower of life spells, and plenty of new weapons that can't be bought in the stores. A force of 30, and like most other RPGs, you begin with a ready-made group that joins you immediately at the start of the game. Your first adventurers are Luke the Warrior, Ken the Knight, Tau the Apprentice Mage, the Elven Archer Hans, and Lo the Priest. Their skills are diverse enough to get you through the first few battles, without too many sudden deaths and raisings from the dead. During the course of the game you'll collect over 30 different knights, mages, priests, beasts and other character types, each with different strengths and abilities, both magical and non-magical. You can play these characters in any mix of 12 and change the mix when in towns. You'll find that this game has more twists than a Hitchcock movie. Each time you think that you've got Cain and avoided the Dark Dragon's return, Cain will mysteriously slip through your fingertips, but keep at it. Shining Force is worth every minute. September Visions June/Dilk 199. Visit the Friar, as soon learn to treat each battle differently as possible upon completion. Sometimes it is better to split tip battle. Have Tim raise any dead your force into 2 or 3 distinct comrades before saving. You and Ronald's other battles will be better in a surprise battle later. Ought as a single unified force have your whole force available low light. Build your magic user's experience points as quickly as possible. They have very little defensive power, and must increase levels to gel it. You can set diurnal strengths of snells before letting them fly. Don't waste magic points by using a powerful snell on a weakened enemy. Priests are more important as you gain M levels. Build them up as flukily as possible and they'll have greater magical abilities, and will be able to use them at a longer distance. Once Aeronagic users gain additional levels Ulstyrus, there can large Nulsal enemies wild e can cast in Chapter 2 Vuolini. Some warriors will know 8 Biflemen. Once Aeronagic users gain additional levels Ulstyrus, there can large Nulsal enemies wild e can cast in Chapter 2 Vuolini. Some warriors will know 8 Biflemen. Me's winged warriors 8 really useful, because they can go anywhere. Mean your stack and can. Seaman 9 any lunar, search Everling, try other towns on IMAP. Talk to everyone, Mir is a solution. S-Same, gives you a chance to sell almost anything. When Vuar asterisk 2T2 mam, NCVUU, have members all force nazi level, Titnei can, bo promoted tonkliara class.lt/lilau2, slsll. Etc. to whale until your curriculars are all level 14 or is. Nekoso Inu Glass will be at level 1 mine battle Lotentron, Imerliwi all the force in the ransom screen at take the Tatlin Pob to all to tone. This way you won't have to deal with snipers on a giant bats while Taobio on a hurlunge. When Orioring lore baffle, lay your Rieslos hang back. They have little defensive power. Move them torn when you gel to chance to let them finish. At nearly killed enemies esmi, they'll get experience unless not related low magic use become strong or much more. Weapons stores you can both IIS lilstri various items. Arlersanjhis.hello can use MMU how best to pranced with the next light. Certain members of your lores will G/E high ability, left bracket O attach trama DLSOL, 2 or 3 spuer suave, from /our enemies. Be sure not to place them in immediate proximity, as Toi can attach adjacent squares, and can't defend iron zolves very well. Don Latorget Shalti the Domingo Jeramora has been Oromold, UH00 Nave Domingo. Can MTNTJMM Mili, over walls and work some oral asterisk M or Eviasri unusable. Lyra result M is magic, for instance, the Emmy, a much stater character. Osul Shriul, Th pulls me soul, out of living enemies, makes them expire immediately. One of the most strategic decisions you'll make is deciding among 3 RJ plus Chatiklers Matsu will. In lieu of have available low MS check in your stats carefully, and don't hesitate to replace a member who is consistently a prelim. Push Ibis cart. Will main someone grumny, but you'll also find treasure you'll cold lots'll use them all on your team. IISW the lime to raise them to reasonable levels. With the team mats all mages and halt warriors, you have real lighting magic. M.OU greater than E1 LB battle LU 10 put me dragon speed ornament on the wall in Ib castle A asterisk J we or under the put your strongest lighters M against enemies using magical magic. Users generally don't have much in the way of lens, and you can kill them quickly with the low lighter levels, as Gickle, as Nossable and Healable. MJSFS me greater than ENT. Reserves. Winning the battle. Those of you who have played Cool Spot know just how massive each of the 1-1 levels really is, with complicated twists, turns and obstacles. And working against the clock, making progress is a challenge worthy of the sharpest gamers. The object is pretty simple. Free your spot buddies from the black and white checked capture cages of Wicked Will, a collector of rare stuff. Before you can free your friends, you must collect a certain number of cool spots, and you must do it before time is up. This is no Casper Milquetoast return of the monster maps. The big question is ... So how do you get through these really tough levels? Simple. You read the maps. What we have here are 3 of the toughest levels of the game, laid out in a style that will give you a solid idea of what to do, where to go and how to get there. The rest making leaps with split-second timing, blasting creatures with bursts of 7-up, and dodging and moving with skill that would make a ninja proud, is up to you. And do you really think we'd give you all the hints and tips? Not. We're just pointing the way. Send us your hints and tips so we can let the world know just how good a cool spot player you really are. JNNMM. Last month Sega Visions gave you an eye-popping review of Re's Cool Spot, one of the best titles to come down the Genesis road this year. Awesome graphics, pumping music and edge of your seat gameplay. Cool Spot has become a cool standard in the hist gaming circles. Go spot go yum fire jumra fire moves spot button C. Jump 01 fire 1 XN. BIM. BNLFWL and re. Press buttons A, B and C can be down to make spot. Press B, me left bracket IR, and yum bitbum asterisk M blue screen spot LC 7 UP bursts in all M caret pause directions. 3 strangest places FTL and OI are at Elsilrigri SSS caret saw ismy caret A as asterisk TP caret W4/H/T caret equal caret asterisk tilde greater than S4 asterisk less than ampersand. 1. Start here. 2. Jump left fizz the froggies and move on. 3 7-up logos will add to your spots. 4. It's green, fizz it. 5. Frogs sit outside the waiting pool as well. 6. Look before you leap. 7. Follow some bubbles up to flying saucers and blimps. 8. Have a glass of 7-up to restore your strength. What else would Spot drink? This is a good time to raise a hag. 1 3. Bouncing bubbles pop Spot higher. 1 1. Bombing biplanes keep things hot in the skies. Look for a timer to turn back the clock. 1 3. Find a logo. Get more points. 1 4. Someone say flag. Raise it high. Spot. 1 5. You think you're stuck? Just look up, down or a little further out. 1 6. Add this 7-up logo to your points. 1 7. You have made it to the cage. If a hand is pointing you away, it means you do not have enough cool points. Backtrack until you gel a message, then try it again. 1. Your ride starts here. There's a 7-up bonus on the cowcatcher. Some railroad cars have Valafid road to avoid fire from the bandits. There's dots behind that there tennis ball. Watch for the new cargo car to find a 7-up cast. And full strength 7. Some large balloons hide surprises. 8. Stick to the 9. Raise the leg to avoid a lengthy repeat train ride. Ill you don't make it the first time. A glass at eye may leave a little loot behind when you fizz them away. 1 2. Time for timers. Turn back the clock here. Blimps 14. Treasure, treasure everywhere. 1-5. Flying saucers will give you a lift. 1-6. Raise this Seco column at 7-ups will add up. 1-8. Them bandits seem to he everywhere. 19. This Nias Mtjip make the bonus level. Unless you are pressed for time, the timer isn't worth fi. Trom captivity with a fizz to the lock. Waiting around here's nothing like a dip in the pool. IO, cool you off. But splash spot here, and you lose the olive. Ships and lily pads are safe places to island. Frogs don't like red and can spit with uncanny accuracy. Cross the wading pool, and you'll take and over water on the red blimps. The hovercraft can chase the terrorists on land and sea. Fassel these powerboats with missile lira. They carrying deadly plutonium shipments. Your briefing at the White House is interrupted by the news of a terrorist attack on the city. First slop, protect the national monuments. Amni Jungle Strike is Electronic Arts' answer to action/simulation fans who hoped for a sequel to match EA's popular Desert Strike. Jam-packed with a big 16 megs of realistic combat action and exciting military muscle, Jungle Strike is billed the sequel to Desert Strike, and it takes its legacy seriously. Jungle Strike boasts arcade-quality scrolling playfields and booming digital sound. The gameplay is intense, with 9 huge, complex missions you have to complete and 4 different military vehicles you have to master. Rescue Wild Bill, the best co-pilot in high business, at the Snow Fortress prison compound. Watch out for multiple fire from the guard towers. Press start to bring up the intelligence map, which details the locational targets and supplies, briefs you on your mission, and tracks your ammo supply and armor level. Use the map frequently to track your position. Jifka right bracket Lessie. $X $XR $JI In your last mission, Washington, D.C. is under heavy siege. Your first job is to escort the President's Air Force One chopper out at the city. Neutralize the oncoming opposition until it's sadly away. Knock out the training camp's radar screen by blasting the mobile radar trucks. Hit the tanks guarding them first, though these tin cans can rip you to shreds in seconds. Clear the streets of the capital of enemy firepower, then bunt down the escaping madman and drug lord. Another threat will soon erupt. 1 8-wheeler loaded with nuclear weapons are hearing down on the White House, the perimeter. Watch /F** penetrate the mountain airstrip and destroy he runway and the enemy stealth fighters. Keep a close eye out lower attack helicopters and mobile cannon. Kit them first and hard. In the night strike mission, you'd lie by the seat of your pants until your missile tire lights up the jungle night. Pick up flare waving POWs. Beware of roving attack helicopters. The drug lord has some nasty tricks up his sleeve, like hidden intercontinental missiles. Destroy them at the depot. Beware of roving helicopters. Rescue the captured nuclear scientists rotting in the terrorists' prison pits. Pick them up and return them to the landing zone. This isn't your grandparents' RV, and the guys manning it aren't a group of sightseers. The terrorists' heavily armored RV Carve has deadly firepower to back up its nearly impenetrable armor. Shower them with missiles before they dust the Washington Monument. 300 kilo and maneuver last to Hutani Nvai, avoiding smashing into these. The low of extra lives between the extra HL MEV11 is the name of the game. And Ibn Kilbaba, the son of the desert madman, will stop at nothing to avenge his father's death, including blowing up Washington. His vengeful quest is aided by drug lord Carlos Ortega. Their plans to bring the West to its knees will chill your blood. But then you're the only fighter pilot cold-blooded enough to take them on single-handed. Against all odds, your mission is to stop the terrorists before they assemble and deploy a nuclear bomb to erase Washington, D.C. from the map. You will fly 9 hard-hitting campaigns and cover more than 50 missions. From the terrorist-infested streets of Washington, D.C. Yacht campaigns, take UDT into dangerous jungle and across oceans, and revive snow-capped peak mfterchlor captive SRF L BS, and Pluto near Nfknto Amerifir Powie for the terrorists. Be successfully calm your state of the A. Attack chopper, but you'll commandeer an attack hovercraft, F-117A Nighthawk stealth fighter, and Special Forces Rattler, assault motorcycle during 3 campaigns. All vehicles are heavily armed with massive Hellfire and rapid-fire Hydra missiles, bombs, water mines, landmines, chain gun, or machine gun. Jungle Sync's complex missions, heavy combat action, realistic digital sound, and first-rate graphics make for a sensational game. Action/simulation fans, enlist for Jungle Strike today. Tailor your weapon selection toward your mission requirements. Attaching ground targets, stock up on air-to-surface missiles and rockets, dispense chart and flare decoys when you get an enemy missile launch message. They will divert enemy missiles. With the fall of the Iron Curtain, Russia's hottest and most formidable multi-role fighter, the MiG-29, now falls into your hands. MiG-29 fighter pilot from Domark will give flight/battle sim fans their fill of combat-heavy action and precision flying. And the use of polygon graphics makes for blazing speed as you zoom through the game's 3-dimensional terrain. Gamers who are technically inclined know that polygon graphics provide the fastest scene changes for first-person games. By breaking scenes down into collections of polygons, the computer can manipulate them at a faster rate, making for greater speeds without loss of detail. You are in charge of spearheading NATO forces against General Hasts, leader of a Middle Eastern state called Arzaria. Hasts has invaded Sotar, an oil-rich principality, and now controls 25% of the world's oil supply. You'll fly a series of intense combat missions to liberate Sotar. But first, get your feet wet with training missions. Once you're in full control of the MiG-29's awesome firepower and maneuverability, you're ready to head east and into your first dangerous mission. Mission Impossible. Your missions will take you into deadly enemy airspace as you take out the General's communications system, over treacherous waters to rescue a captured sub, and directly into occupied territory to establish a staging post on Haast's airfield. Complete your 4th mission, codenamed Operation Earnhand, and you're almost home. But don't phone the folks yet. 3-1 Scud missiles stand between you and success. Some of the Scuds don't appear on your radar, so be sure you have enough cannon and rockets to handle them. Your final mission is to decommission the General's nuclear reactor before it wiping out perimeter defenses before destroying your primary target will ensure you don't get caught in a deadly gauntlet. Make sure the target indicator is red before firing a guided weapon. Your chances of a hit increase to 90%. Warheads. Your target skills must be right on the money. Or the world will pay the price. Destroy the main building next to the reactor, and you may cause a breach in the containment wall, releasing radioactive materials, or even causing a nuclear explosion. Not a wise move. Your afterburners will get you out of trouble in a hurry. But if you don't watch your fuel gauge, they will get you hacked into trouble just as quickly. Heating the sub during Operation Blue Sea Sprite will cost you The tugs are your targets. Rivers and roads make good landmarkers when you're trying to pinpoint a target. Pay attention to your group commander during the mission briefings. Certain mission objectives must be met for you to go in the next level. To select a weapon, hold the B button down, then use the B button to highlight the weapon you want. To select targets, tap the B button until the target you want is highlighted. Make sure your brakes are off during lake off. The X indicates off and the check mark indicates on. Remember to retract your landing gear once you are airborne. Fire your SV7 and SV missiles on ground targets. The SV7 are shorter on surface-to-air missiles. The SV8 will take out longer range targets. Asterisk backslash asterisk asterisk ampersand asterisk. F-15 another until the lout. F-15 Strike Eagle II by Microprose is a flight/battle simulation that puts you behind the stick of America's most radical jet fighter, the F-15 Eagle. Starting as a second lieutenant, you must fly 6 detailed combat missions in areas ranging from Libya to Europe, destroying targets like nuclear power plants, enemy bases and patrol boats. Your F-15 Eagle fighter is armed to the teeth with Sidewinder, AMRAAM and Maverick missiles, as well as cannon. And you'll need them all, because the skies ahead are filled with the deadliest fighters in the world, from the Russian Su-27 flanker to the French Mirage FL. You'll even go wing to wing against American fighters such as the F-4 Phantom and the F-5 Tiger. In enemy hands, of course, jockey. F-15 1/ is a challenging game eating less than UU-8 racing. So put on a left bracket light suit and come soar with the II assist ISIL II enemy missiles lock on, will heat a constant high IRAM, masting alt your tan. Wail until the hexagon missile is rean and increase your chance. Willy afterburners on your F-15 can, while miss is great lore outrunning _ enemy fighters, or getting to a target greater than *** quickly. This uses a little fuel keen an eye on your fuel gauge. I am Almrud. I ground can coel alol, last you ima, arm y face it on your way d, up v/refo paradoi enemy igmers netln vu, enil shower al gunfire anil missiles heading caret towards your tail peep isiu options. If you're tired of swinging swords, rescuing princesses, fighting dragons and casting spells, you'll want to take note of Pugsy by Psygnosis. This comic action card is always fun, often hilarious and offers solid challenges for action and puzzle/maze gamers alike. Pugsy features crisp, colorful graphics, wonderful music and great sound effects. H even has a special junior level for younger gamers. He's Star of the Gar, an alien who has had his stolen by raccoons. The masked bandits have taken his ship to Raklantis as a trophy for their ruler. Pug's fun-filled quest takes place over 51 levels.